This hypnosis experience is copyrighted by Key Guy Technology LLC, year 2019 copyright. This hypnosis file is not to be duplicated and or distributed without express authorization from Key Guy Technology LLC. Please check out our product, the Hypnosis Key, by going to www.hypnosiskey.com. The Hypnosis Key is a USB drive filled with over 1,000 hypnosis MP3s. The Hypnosis Key is a $20,000 value that we sell for a very low price. Again, go to www.hypnosiskey.com. That is spelled HYPNOSISKEY.com. Please enjoy your hypnosis experience.
As you keep on floating into this quiet and peaceful inclination, I will converse with you about your mental self-view, which, as you've been consoled, is to some degree unique and somewhat contorted from the manner in which other individuals see you. I know you experience issues in tolerating individuals' sentiment on what you look like when they reveal to you that you look great. As far as you could tell, you trust you are fat and ugly, and regardless of how frequently you are informed that you are neither of those things, despite everything, you think that it's difficult to accept. Thus you stroll through existence with your eyes immovably shut, neglectful of the brilliant open doors that could be yours for the taking. Along these lines, you are passing up so much. Circumflex, perhaps you think that it's difficult to acknowledge compliments when they are earnestly given or modest far from specific spots or exercises, since you don't think you look on a par with others. Being appealing or thin doesn't really give you preference over others, less so. In any case, not putting stock in yourself can positively demonstrate and impede in such a case that you don't put stock in yourself. How might you anticipate that others will have faith in you? So we will enhance your mental self-portrait and help you to consider yourself to be you truly are. You will acknowledge that you truly are, as of now, an appealing, smart, delicate individual with a proportional body and a sure, confident way. What's more, rather than being embarrassed about your body, you can be glad to acknowledge yourself for the superb individual you are. Presently I realize that you have been contrasting yourself negatively with others, and it can appear to be hard to acknowledge your very own body when all you find in the media are super thin models and famous people. You likely started to feel that was the typical method to look and strive to achieve comparable builds by eating fewer carbs or extraordinary exercises. Be that as it may, what you don't see is the manner by which starved and liberated and picture-fixated those alleged famous people regularly progress toward becoming. Everything in their lives appears to spin around their very own mental self-view and how others see them, and on the off chance that they neglect to satisfy their deliberate desires, this can regularly prompt appalling results. Through successive utilization of the media, they may feel under steady strain to keep up those desires, and this can affect upon their own life as they feel their protection has been attacked. Thus it turns into a continuous cycle, and the pressure constantly starts to develop. Others are impacted by their picture cognizance, since they are barraged with impeccable pictures when they open a magazine or watch a famous film, and that is everything that they see. In any case, actually those thin VIPs frequently long for a standard, ordinary presence like a large portion of us have. You can set your very own reasonable gauges without fitting in with the desires for other people. You can focus on more advantageous accomplishments and turn into an important individual from society, somebody who gives something back instead of always luxuriating in senseless hero worship. Presently I need you to center around your own constructive characteristics, things about you or your accomplishments of which you are pleased, or characteristics that charm individuals who matter most to you. Permit these to ring a bell as I'm tranquil for a minute or two, and when you hear my voice once more, your subliminal personality will be open and prepared to set out on a short voyage with me. Interruption for around 1 minute. Great, and now we will go out for a stroll along a way that speaks to your life. Circumflex, this is where you will perceive certain accomplishments you have achieved. A portion of these accomplishments could be depicted by others as very little, for example, having aced figuring out how to hop, riding a bicycle, perusing or composing, etc. Others may be greater, more imperative accomplishments like passing an exam and landing a position that you extremely needed or taking in another dialect. It doesn't make a difference how little or expansive those accomplishments were, they are all there on your way of life. So when you are prepared, we will begin at the specific starting, your origination. Only before this minute, 200 to 600 million sperm were contending to achieve an unfertilized egg. Just a single of them would prevail to wind up you. As you can envision, the voyage wasn't a simple one. They needed to go into the cervix where they hit an intersection and afterward needed to choose the right fallopian tube that contained the ripe egg. The one that moved toward becoming you succeeded and rapidly set off the vital components that would hinder all other sperm from entering the egg. The snapshot of origination has now been gotten on camera as a blast of modest, splendid flashes of light that have been compared to a firecracker show. What a superb method to praise the start of your life. Amid your fetal presence, you accomplished numerous turning points as you achieved vital formative stages until in the end, you were prepared to be conceived. What's more, now you are as of now settled without anyone else's way of life where you keep on creating. As a child you immediately aced vital aptitudes, for example, creeping, sitting up, conveying, sustaining yourself and substantially more. As a little youngster on your way of life, you had such a long way to go, yet you took in those new abilities, and you learned them well. See yourself having grown up a bit and as of now began at school. You started to make companions as you figured out how to mingle. Maybe you met your first closest companion or someone else that you played with as of now. Start to stroll along your way of life and notice everything that you have accomplished. Recognize your fulfillments and triumphs en route and truly acknowledge what a great individual you as of now are. As you make your voyage, you see reflects that reflect back all the positive commitments that you have made for the duration of your life up until now. Also, at times you get a look at yourself in the mirror and contemplate internally, indeed, that is me, that is the thing that I did and I am glad for that achievement. You know and acknowledge how there are such huge numbers of more vital things in life than what somebody looks like, for example, their identity and generosity and awareness towards others. In the meantime, you are additionally extremely content with the manner in which that you look and you let yourself know, I am fine. A circumflex I such as myself and I adore myself. A circumflex I acknowledge myself for the awesome, exceptional individual I am. What's more, as you proceed with the way you will see that there are some defining moments on your way that speak to real changes throughout your life. Now, and in fitting spots in the content, embed a portion of the data that you assembled from your client toward the start of their session. Huge numbers of these will rely upon the age of your subject. A circumflex if they have youngsters that you wish to incorporate as an accomplishment, their way of life will bring them into youthful adulthood, etc. Occasionally scatter with the sentence in strong as laid out above until the point that you achieve their present age. Furthermore, see yourself currently, as yet strolling this way and as yet feeling magnificently quiet and cheerful. As you achieve your present stage on your way of life, you may see a campfire in a clearing, a little path into the side of where you're approaching. A circumflex I need you to delay when you achieve the blaze. That is good. A circumflex and now you have voyage up until this point despite everything you have far to go. A circumflex but I need you to give a little thought to any negative considerations or remarks you have encountered or gotten with respect to the manner in which that you look. These may just be words, yet some way or another, despite the fact that they needed substance, they were sufficient to make you candidly esteemed, so the time has come to be freed of those junk musings, remarks, sentiments or feelings, and I need you to take every one, consider it for a second or two to promise yourself that it's not significant to you, and afterward, toss it into the campfire and watch it consume. In this way, in the event that anybody has ever put you down in any capacity, offended you or teasingly said something to disturb you, look at those remarks quickly before tossing them into the fire. Also, ensure you toss sufficiently hard so they arrive in the focal point of the fire. Do it now. Circumflex, that's great. Toss those remarks into the fire and look as they consume and transform into cinders. Interruption for a couple of moments to permit your client to imagine doing this demonstration. Presently I need you to distinguish any negative feelings, sentiments or considerations about your body that you've had. You may see old weaknesses, trouble, hurt, outrage, mortification or shame, or those emotions could be completely extraordinary. Look at every one preceding tossing them onto the blaze and look as they pop and consume. Also, remind yourself, I am fine. Circumflex, I such as myself and I cherish myself. Circumflex, I acknowledge myself for the superb, exceptional individual I am. Also, if there is whatever else in your life that has been keeping you from adoring and tolerating yourself as the superb individual you may be, dispose of it now, it has no place in your life. Respite yet again for a brief period to enable your customer to imagine your guidelines and after that proceed with, that is good. Circumflex, now every one of those antagonistic and destructive sentiments and feelings are gone and you totally and genuinely acknowledge yourself as the magnificent individual you may be. Acknowledgement doesn't imply that you need to end up complacent. Circumflex, you will in any case endeavor to achieve your objectives and want similarly as anybody does. Circumflex, but you would now be able to organize what is imperative to you and what isn't. As every one of the negativities have gone up in smoke, you see another mirror directly over the way. Venture over to the mirror and analyze yourself from make a beeline for toe. See yourself standing tall, bears back, head held high with an expansive grin all over. What's more, let yourself know, I adore and regard myself. Circumflex, I have a decent body, a sound body and I cherish and acknowledge my body. Circumflex, from now on, I perceive what is vital to me and that is what makes a difference. Different people's opinions are only that, their conclusions, and